All right, all you Bigfoot enthusiasts out there, I've got something to share with you. We're going back to the White Birch Bigfoot clan. Oh my gosh, oh my goodness. Okay, this is short and sweet. This is short and sweet. It is. First, I want to thank. There was a few of you who were seeing a lot of movement back in there, right? And so I went back and did some really, really closely watching back there behind me. And this is going to take place. I just leave the gifting bowl. I walked away from it. I'm on my way out, and I stopped. And you're going to see me look up. And I'm still trying to figure out that squeaky, crazy sound that I was hearing there. And I'm like, okay, I don't see no birds. The trees aren't moving. And this is what I'm thinking. You're going to see me looking up into the trees, right? And I give up. I kind of put my head down and I make my way out. And I kind of duck under this. There was a leaning tree there, a birch tree. But just before, as I'm looking up and just before I make the move to walk out into the cut line, out of the trees. Off behind me, and it would be screened right. There's movement. I believe it's one of the males, and he's further back than where red Mikwao is situated back in the trees. I'll walk you through this. I'll point out where I know red is. They stayed there the whole entire time that I was back there setting up the gifting bowl. I don't know if they were curious or just making sure I was doing a good job. I don't know. But they did sit there, and they stayed there the whole entire time, which is a wonderful feeling to know. What I'm going to share with you was confirmation, because that's where I was hearing movement back there. As you can all remember, there was a point where I point in that direction because I heard the footfalls, I heard the bush cracking, I heard movement. And I think one of them was going further east, but the core group stayed. There's a whole area of the trees right there that just start moving all over the place. And then you're going to see and I believe it's one of the males, behind, a little bit further back. It's almost like he pulls a branch down and stands up. They're keeping an eye on me. It was at that point I made a move to leave the trees, and I think they were just curious as to where I was going, watching me leave. I hope you enjoy. FYI, I found out, one of my subscribers actually pointed this out, informed me that there's somebody out on Facebook. The worst part of what I'm going to tell you is that this individual, this woman, is going around saying that she knows my sister. This woman does not know my sister. You see this? People will use the information I put out there to spread lies. And so just keep your eyes open and your ears open. And my sister's never been online. She's never spoken to anybody online. And if there's anybody that's saying that they know her on YouTube or on Facebook, and that they know, and she's also saying that I'm hoaxing and I'm known to fake stuff, right? So keep your eye out for that. And if you can gather a name, or if we can find out information, I think that's the only way we're going to stop people like that, right? Pretty evil, though, right? To use my deceased sister, someone who we love dearly, as a way to spread lies. And it's evil, right? It's just plain simple evil. These people they really need prayer. They need a conscience. And it's pretty dark, right? It's pretty dark that they would use something like that, my loss, our family's loss, and use that information to go out there and try to cause problems for me and my channel, and for all of yous, right? It's for you guys as well. You're here, you're supporting me, and I need a few people we'll call them Sasquatch warriors, Bigfoot warriors, watching my back, watching what's going on out there, because I believe at this point the attacks are going to come. I don't mean to sound in any way arrogant or self-centered. I don't want this to come across that way. I don't mean it if it does. I am a minority, right? I don't fit the glove. I've rocked the boat, and me and the Sasquatch here, we're throwing pebbles into a still pond. The people that are out there that want to control the Bigfoot community, the narrative, and what people hear, what people see, what people believe, they don't like this, right? I believe they will try. They will try to take me out. Sounds harsh. There's an evil spirit behind that. I believe that. I believe the Sasquatch are on board with, they're going to show the truth. They're going to show the beauty of their species and of their people, and they're going to show us a little bit about their ways and what they are. We just need to take the position of a student, right? And or the back seat. I always say I'm in the back seat, they're in the driver's seat. Whatever amount they share with me, I'm happy with. And I've spoken to them, I speak to them, and I let them know these things, right? I talk to them. Even if it's just in thought and telepathically, I convey my thinking and my feelings and my emotions to them. And I believe they understand this. They understand that type of communication, because that's how a lot of times they communicate with me. A lot of people call it mind speak, and sometimes it's just images. Sometimes it's like flashcards, and or an emotion will come over me, right? And I have to put all the pieces together, and then it makes sense. There's a picture there. They're telling me something. They're sharing something with us. So there are these people out there. It's starting, right? And I had just mentioned in my last upload, they're ones that come and try to plant the seeds of doubt, right? And that's exactly what this individual is doing. You don't take information like the death of someone that I love, that my family cared for deeply, and use it to spread your evil lies, right? They're going to get what's coming to them. What goes around comes around. And if anything that I've learned is about the Sasquatch, about the Bigfoot, time and space doesn't seem to matter too much. I wouldn't want to be this person. And I wouldn't want to be people too that go out there and, ones that try to harm them or kill a member of their clan. I wouldn't want to be any of those people. And I imagine there's not just this one woman. It could be a man going by using a woman's name. I have no idea. They are out there. And if you would, just keep your eyes open. Keep a lookout. It's pretty evil. It's pretty dark. And that's what we deal with. I don't know if everyone is dealing with people like this, but I am, right? And I know there's quite a few people that say don't put too much energy into it. I do have to go to a point. I have to keep the peace here on the channel. The Swan Lake Bigfoot channel is almost like family. It's almost like a family. It's a community of its own, right? And I've got to keep that negative energy to a bare minimum as much as I can, because it affects all of yous as well, not just me. If there's fighting going on here, it's not good. So I do kind of have to focus on it some. I do have to pay attention to it. And maybe down the road, as the channel grows, I may need monitors, right? Or people to monitor what's taking place there, kind of take the pressure off of me so I can focus on other things if it gets too crazy, because I believe as the channel grows, so too does that group. There'll be more of them as well. And I'm like I say, I've been doing this long enough that there's patterns. I can see it coming. I actually feel it before it happens. This negative energy that's coming, right? It's like a wave, and they seem to come in bunches. I don't quite understand that, but they all seem to be driven by the same energy, which is a negative, dark energy. So that I just wanted to let everybody know that. So keep your heads up. Some of you have already told me you have my back, but I think there needs to be a few more a few more if you're willing. Just keep an eye out on these on Facebook, on the different Sasquatch Facebook pages and groups, and if you're involved in them. I'm not. I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to follow all of what's going on in the Bigfoot community. I'm busy, right? I'm busy doing this so I can bring content to you, or if we can find out who they are, we can stop them, right? Or expose them. We could at least expose them and find out where it's coming from, who it's coming from. There's ways, right? There are ways. I'm going to share all of this because this does have to do with the channel. This does have to do with this subject of Sasquatch, and it does affect you and myself and what I'm doing here. To use my sister, right? The one who I just lost in November. It's I sometimes can't imagine the evil in a person's heart that would do that, but they're out there. It's kind of scary. It is very scary that there's no moral or ethics in these individuals, and it's just cold. They're sneaky, they're sly, it's deceptive, and this is what they're good at. Maybe this is something she does everywhere she goes, right? I don't know this person, yet she will lie, and she will claim that she knows me, my family, anything about me. And it's because I share information, so I may have to be careful how much information I share. That was kind of an eye-opener. We were going through a loss. I needed to let everybody know what was happening. I'm still mourning her loss and my mother's loss, and but I felt it necessary to share that with all of you. And then there comes these things. They're not even worth calling people, right? They come and they take that information and try to use it. That bothers me, right? That does bother me because that's my sister. I love her. I miss her so much. And this person couldn't care less. Pretty evil. And it is stressing me out. But this is what we talked about, as I mentioned, when we had family meetings. Is this worth all of that? It is, but not that kind of darkness. We have a word for people like that in Cree, Kinipik. It means snake-like. They're snakes. But at the same time, I don't fear that. I'm not afraid of evil. I'm not afraid of these kind of people, right? I never have, and I never will, and I won't. On into the future, I won't stop. I think what the Sasquatch and the Bigfoot are sharing with me is going to speak the truth, right? It will speak the truth, and people will see through these liars, right? I think they'll see through it. And but they're trying to cause problems for someone like Bigfoot. They better be careful. If they start having nightmares and stuff like that, the Bigfoot pay them a visit, because they haven't been known to do stuff like that. Protect people, protect families, protect clans, whole tribes of people. There's legends, there's stories. I have my own stories of protection that they've done over the years, that they've helped me out with over the years, and I may share those at some point down the road. Right? We got time. We got some time. We're gonna get into this video. Kind of exciting. It's tricky. It's just short and sweet, but I think there's enough information and enough evidence that you can see the movement, and you will be able to see. I believe it's a male. You got to consider that's about 100 feet north and east of me, where I was at the gifting bowl. And if you see those two great big trees screen right of the bowl and kind of behind me, I wasn't able to pick that movement up until I come away from the bowl and was starting to make my way out, and then I was in clear line of sight. When I captured Red Miquo, you can still see the red, her collar there, but that's where you need to pay attention to, and I do walk you through it. I use my blue highlighter and my cursor with a different program. Thank you all for being here again. If you can, keep your eyes and your ears open for some of that crazy stuff that's going on out there in online. It's kind of scary stuff, right? That there are these kind of people out there. They need some prayer, and they need God in their lives, because if they did, these kind of thoughts and things like that wouldn't be in their minds, right? In their hearts. But anyway, here we go. Let's get into this and stay tuned. It's been very windy. Oh my goodness, the wind blew constantly and so aggressively today, all day and all morning. It's still blowing. And I just got back in from the gifting site where after 1 in the morning, I wanted to shoot this now before I went to bed. And there's no point in me going to any of the locations because of the wind, right? It's too windy. So we'll wait it out. But it gives me time to do some of this. And but I needed to. I want to share this, and then we can move on. It seems like every time I go back in to the videos, I'm finding more things. If I find some more, I will share it. But today we're going to do this. It's like I say, it's short and sweet. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to bring up. Let's bring up this snip and sketch. All right, bear with me. I'm going to try to walk you through this. This is tricky. This was a little bit tricky. And I come on to this as well because of a few subscribers pointing out movement back in there. Direct your attention over here where my cursor is. I'm going to draw a little bit of a circle here. And right here is red. And this was, again, why I had said she was there the whole entire time. I knew they were there. I could hear subtle little movements back behind me because I was over here next to the gifting bowl. This is as I'm leaving the gifting bowl. I had already put the treats in there and I'm on my way out. I'm looking, you're going to see me look up into the trees. I'm still thinking, all right, I can't see. I'm looking up there to see if the trees are moving. They're not. So there was no squeaky tree up in there. And then I was still hearing the noises around me, that little squeaky type vocal that was in and around me. And as I mentioned in my previous video, sometimes it was like eye level, 10 feet up, down on the ground, and it seemed to move all the way around me. It was no bird. I would have seen the bird if there was a bird. So you're going to see me looking up and look around, and I start making my way out. While this is all taking place, back there where I made the little my attempt at making a circle back there, that's where red is. And this little bit of color here, right in here, I believe is her. You're going to see this whole entire area, the branches, these are all spruce boughs back in here. And you're going to see a lot of movement. They're moving around because these branches here just start swaying up and down and moving all over the place. That would be north and east back there in the trees. We're looking at about 100 feet. So this is red, and this looks like that kind of looks like a larger Bigfoot face, but it wouldn't be. That would make the Bigfoot 40 feet tall or big. Okay, so but what I want you to really pay attention to is all of these spruce boughs and trees right around her. That's not all. This little area right in here. So this is red. Right here, you're going to see one of the clan members stand up. He's going to raise his head above the branches so he can see me because I'm moving out, right? I think they were very curious. I'm leaving. They were there to watch, right? She was there to, it was almost like she was there to monitor the goings on. It's kind of amazing of being there, coming home with everything, and then reliving it over and over, watching my videos. I am on cloud 9. I'm going to bring the video clip up. Let's shrink that down. We'll play it at normal speed. So here we go. Again. Okay, I'm going to come back with the cursor here. And I'm just going to slide my cursor so I'm going to play a slower version of this clip, slow down, and I'll let that play out too. But I'm just going to move my cursor here now. This is red, And up here is where you want to watch one of the clan members stand up. And all the trees moving here, the branches. I believe they're repositioning back there because I'm making my way out. They're going to change position so they can see me. Here we go. You might not see the branches moving that well with my cursor here. Okay, watch here. Watch here. He's there. He's going to stand up. Here he comes. That's the top of his head right here. Right here, where my cursor is. Watch there. Very carefully. If I reverse, you can see him go down. Watch. There he's going. He's down. He's going to come up here. There he is. And he moves the branches in front of him. I think he uses his hand to pull the branches down. It almost looks that way, right? He's reaching out in front of me, pulls the branches down, and also stands up taller. We'll do that again. Okay, here we go. There's a lot of movement right there with all of the trees, right? Watch, if you can now, she's here. Watch these branches here. There could be a few of them right in that area, right? It could be there could be 3 or 4 or 5 there. There almost looks like there's a white one here, and then you have red, and there's another. You know, it's just crazy when you watch this slow down and play with your cursor. You can watch that movement. So right now, I'd like you to pay attention to all the spruce boughs and the branches right there. They just shift. They're moving around, right? We'll do this again. I'll go forward. Here we go. There's a lot of movement there. Okay, so again, I'll bring this picture up. We're looking here. We're watching in here. This is the slowed down version. This is where the male stands up here, and red's here. But you're going to watch that whole entire area just for the movement, for all of the movement that's taking place back there. Here we go. Okay, this is the even slower, slowed down version. And again, we're watching this area. This area here. We'll do that one more time.